Hey guys, how we doing? Wanted to do a quick video on the Volhard's puppy aptitude test. Now, I've done content on this several times before, but it was a couple of years ago, I think, and so I wanted to kind of do just kind of a newer video about it. It's how I place my puppies into which homes they get chosen to go to, and it's never failed me yet. Like it's like always really spot on for me. And that's why I do it. So what it is at 49 days of age, so like 7 weeks old, um, it's important that it's like to the day. What you do is you take your pups and you take them somewhere to a neutral location. So I go to friend's house, like a friend's house. I've used my same friend now for a couple litters. I go to her house, bring the puppies there, and then she is my tester because the puppies don't know her. So it's important to go somewhere that your puppies are not familiar with because you want a really objective test. You want something um, that's very unfamiliar to them, really, is what you want. You don't want them to feel like comfortable, or it sounds really tortuous, but you want a really raw testing result. So take them somewhere they've never been. Have the tester be somebody that they don't know. And the tester does not have to be like this great proficient that is trained in testing. That's not, it can be anybody. It can be a layman. It can be somebody that's not even a dog person. It can be anybody. And so the test has a 2-page, not a questionnaire, like a score sheet. That's what I'm looking for, like a score sheet. Each puppy has their own 2-page score sheet. And the instructions are very, very clearly written. There's different tests that a list of battery of tests. There's probably like a dozen different things that the tester has to do to each puppy. You take each puppy one by one and you do these different things with them. And then there's a 1 to 6 like score that you give to each puppy. So what I do is I let the tester do her thing, and I just am like out of the way watching. And then I check the scoring. I watch as it's happening, and then okay, on this, they got a 1 on this one, they got a 6 on this one, and it'll tell you like, if your puppy did this, they get a 1. If they did this, they get a 2. If they did this, they get a 3. And then at the end, you go through and it'll say, if your puppy scored mainly 1s, this is their aptitude. If they scored mainly 5s, this is that. Okay. So the test was never designed for livestock guardian dogs. So that's kind of like, I used to get some hate on that, people that were against it for what I was doing. And you just have to be smart enough to be able to interpret your test results. Okay. So like one of the things is you take, it can be anything, a stuffy, a ball, or whatever, and then the tester like throws it a little ways, and then you see what the puppy does. Does the puppy chase after it and like rawr, get it? Is the puppy just stand there and stare at it like, you gonna go get that or what? So I've never had a livestock guardian dog play fetch before. It's just not a thing that they do. They are kind of like, why would I do that? Why would you throw something and then expect me to go get it and bring it back to you? That's dumb. So usually most of the puppies are going to go like, oh yeah, look at, there it went. Are you going to get that now or what? Some of them will act like that, or the opposite end of that is they, sometimes you'll see some that'll chase after it and then, get all up on it. But the one thing they don't do is bring it back. So I would expect to see one of those 2 reactions for a livestock guardian dog. But if you scored that on the Volhard's aptitude test, that would be like a failure in that class or that, individual part of the test. Because what you want like a normal puppy to do would be to go and get it, check it out, and then bring it back to you. Like that is something that you would expect to see. So again, but that wouldn't be a failure for an Anatolian. Okay, that would be normal behavior. So those are things that I'm not only checking a 1 through 6 box, but I'm also then interpreting it to understand what it means. Another one is you standing however far away from the puppy, the tester, and then calling the puppy like, come here, blah, 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 come here, come here. Two things, one of two reactions is what I most commonly will get. They'll either stand there and look at you like, really? How about you come to me? How about that? Let's try that on for a while. Or they'll be like, okay, that's cool. I'll see what you're up to. And then they'll go over and they're happy to see you. So a normal dog, if it would just sit there and look at you, like if I had a golden retriever and that puppy wouldn't come to me, that would be a red flag to me. Like, why is that puppy kind of not as social and wary of strangers? But an Anatolian does that. And I'm like, okay, you're a little bit more serious, maybe a little bit more aloof, maybe not so much in my pocket, but still perfectly acceptable. Like there's nothing wrong with that. And it's absolutely okay. So again, it's about interpreting the results and going from there. So sometimes I'll have people that will reach out to me and they'll be like, I want this puppy that I see a picture of. And that's the only one that I want. And then I just explain to people, okay, look, that's not exactly how I do things. This is the test that I do. And then you tell me what your perfect dog will act like as an adult. And then I will pair you with whatever dog is the most suitable. Most people are then like, okay, that's different, but I get it. Rarely will I have somebody like, you're not going to tell me what puppy I get. And then I just nicely say good luck. And there's a lot of other breeders that are more than willing to work with you. I'm just not one of them. So I'm not sassy with people. It's just the way that I kind of do things. And like I said, it's never steered me wrong. And people will tell me, I want a dog that's a little bit more in my pocket, or I want a dog that I have 30,000 acres of land and I just want a dog that I can drop out in a pack on my ranch and it's going to do its life and good luck. So I kind of take the aptitude scoring results, and I'm not going to take a puppy that's maybe a little more in your pocket and really craves that shepherd's input and attention. I'm not going to take a puppy like that and then be like, okay, yeah, here you go. Just drop it out in a field with a pack member and say good luck. So that's kind of how I do it and why I do it. And most people are very okay with it. And like I said, it's never, I have yet to have one that's scored a particular way in an aptitude test and then grown up to act a completely different way. Like it's bizarre and crazy how accurate it is. I love it. It's great. And it's nice to see a very impartial test result, because the puppies that I see here every day, the puppies that I interact with every day and I'm feeding and they're, mauling me and loving on me and whatever, they're very different from when they're in a very new and impartial atmosphere. So it's pretty interesting, pretty fun. So that's what the aptitude test is. That's why I do it. And that's kind of how, like I said, you can't just take the results and then take it at face value, because it was never what that test was created to do. It was never created for livestock guardian dogs, but it is still perfectly accurate and really good at being able to tell you what your pup's going to end up being like. So it's pretty cool. So a little breakdown of what the aptitude test is, why I do it, how I do it, and how I interpret the scoring. And that's about it. If you have any questions about it, you want to know more about it, don't be afraid to drop some comments down below, and I'd be more than happy to talk about it more, explain more, and we can go from there. Thanks, guys.